and welcome to Mumineen News. I'm Rahman Asina. It's been said that this quarantine period is the best time to make money, and with the Black Lives Matter movement becoming more and more prevalent, activists have been encouraging people to support Black businesses. Lucky for us, we have access to these kinds of talent in our own community. Let's take a look.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Khadija Abdul Wahab and I'm 19 years old. I recently just graduated high school, alhamdulillah, and I just opened my small business from my kitchen called Ugly Cakes.
Khadija can make anything from cookies to brownies and even cupcakes. But today she decided to make something special.
Today I will be making macarons, strawberry macarons.
We all have our passions and reasoning behind it, and Khadija is no different.
I think of baking as a stress reliever, honestly. If it doesn't need a mechanical mixer to mix, I usually like mixing it by hand. And just mixing it just gets out all the stress, especially there's some things like you have to mix until it turns a different color, literally.
As experienced as she is, there's always something new for her to learn every time she steps into the kitchen.
Honestly, when I was going to make macaroons, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to bake it today. And then I actually looked at the recipe, and some people said that, like, oh, you need to store the egg whites in the fridge a day before. And I didn't know that.
And the inspiration behind all of this?
I'd say it's my mom, because, I don't know, like, my mom is not like a crazy baker like me, but my mom, she used to bake like puff buns, scotch egg, and like I really like those stuff when she baked it, and like she was always so confident when she baked something. She's like if I'd be like, oh, that's so good, she's like, of course it's good, I made it.
And of course, she's taken the pandemic into consideration while baking.
When you're baking, it's supposed to be 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius, and a virus cannot live over 130 degrees. So even if something bad were to come into something I baked or something, it's literally going to be okay because I'm baking it. But when I'm decorating, I definitely have to wear gloves because, I don't want to put anybody at risk.
And yes, she is taking orders.
You can find me on Instagram at Ugly Cakes with like 2-3 S's because, yeah. And to just make an order, all you have to do is DM me and I will reply to you hopefully once I see it.
There is one simple request though.
Please order like 2 weeks beforehand, or at least 3 days beforehand, at least.
Her price list can also be found on her Instagram, and she thanks you for your business in advance.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Wow, what an amazing way to get the most out of this quarantine period. And speaking of quarantine, COVID-19 has been a troubling time for us all, some more than others. Here's how some members of the community are lending a helping hand to those in need. A local organization called Olive Branch Houston has been helping out with food distribution during COVID-19.
With a lot of people becoming more dependent on things like SNAP benefits or even just your regular food pantry. Typically at these places, and typically frugals, kind of family, they're looking to purchase food that's going to last a while, last a longer shelf life. Sometimes when individuals are faced with having to shop from food pantries or really having to stretch their budget, they typically lean on foods that are canned foods, non-perishables, and a lot of those foods lack nutrients. So what we have here is a lot of fresh produce that is vitamin and nutrient rich. So we have items like plantains, sweet potatoes, corn, tomatoes, mangoes, you name it, we almost have it as far as fresh produce.
Members of the community decide to volunteer for their own selfless reasons.
So I decided to volunteer because of the one and only main goal of getting reward from Allah. So it will weigh very heavily on my scale of good deeds on the day of Qiyamah.
Lots of people losing their jobs and lots of people in need because of COVID. And so it's good to see people so appreciative of being helped out.
One organizer explains how he would have wanted the event to turn out.
I think the turnout could be a bit more. We have been sending out the message the past couple of weeks for people to turn out, but I understand everybody's busy. I loved it if more people had turned up.
In the end, Olive Branch Houston served 120 families and 2,700 pounds of produce. If you're looking for an alternative Quran class option for your children, Al Hilal Institute is offering virtual Quran classes. For their non-Hifz program, they offer experienced teachers who would sit down one-on-one with your child for 30 minutes every day from Monday through Friday. They also offer flexible hours, and you would be able to choose your own schedule. For the Hifz program, they offer experienced teachers who will sit down one-on-one with your child for 1 whole hour every day, Monday through Friday. You will also be able to choose your schedule, and they're really flexible with their timing. For the non-Hifz program, it comes at a very affordable price of $45 a month. Let me say that again, $45 for a month. And for the Hifz program, it comes at $100 a month. On July 12th and 13th, Mumineen held its first virtual women's convention. Speakers from all over the world were invited to share their knowledge with sisters of our community. This include fan favorites such as Sister Hannah Gamal and Brother Kamal al-Mekki, and some of our youth coordinators conducted a fun and lively and interactive game of Kahoot for our members to participate in. Also, the highly anticipated Gala Night was a huge success. I can say firsthand that it was a very fun and lively experience. Participants were also given a background Zoom template to use while in attendance. After the event was over, women convention organizers as well as a committee of friends came together to recognize one member of the committee who was very helpful throughout the event. Brother Shakir Olakukan. Although it was just for fun and laughs, the sisters expressed their gratitude by saying, quote, "Our sincere appreciation goes out to our father, brother, and uncle, engineer Shakir Olakukan, for being our technology consultant for the entire period. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and your family with khayr in this world and in the hereafter." As for Women Convention as a whole, they have received an influx of positive feedback.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, on behalf of the Administrative Executive Council, I would like to congratulate all of our sisters, all of our mothers, and all of our grandmas for a wonderful and successful Women's Convention. Alhamdulillah. I've been told that over 300 people attended. We had 5 different lecturers and even had a Quranic competition for the event. What I want to let you know that you've actually set a very high bar and you've made the community very, very proud. In fact, I've actually started telling people from the National Council, the people that actually arrange platform, that they need to come and get best practices from our women. Alhamdulillah, you've made all of us proud again. So on behalf of the community, I want to let you know we are really, really proud of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
Speaking of the Committee of Friends, on June 11th, the Committee of Friends held its very first formal executive inauguration. This event was historic because in the past, these inaugurations were highly informal. The names of the newly elected executives are Mr. Abdul Hakim Gidado, COF Chairman, Mr. Muhammad Abu Bakr, COF Scribe, Mr. Tunde Aziz, COF Purser, Mr. Nurain Lawal, COF Image Maker, Mr. Tawfiq Ogunyemi, COF Shura Representative. Congratulations to all of the newly elected officials. Well, that's it for today on Mumineen News. If you have any newsworthy events, be sure to reach out to the email on your screen. And if you would like to have your business featured on Mumineen News, reach out to the Family Halakha Planning Committee. See you next time.